everybody, and let's get that in. Welcome back, I hope that's working, to another video. Today, a movie that I have slept on for a little while, and I've been meaning to watch it, but for some reason I've just not had the motivation. And tonight, I decided to watch it, and that is Barbarian. The reason I was interested in watching it is because it's directed by Zach Cregger, who directed Weapons, which I was a huge fan of. I think is, for me, probably my favourite movie of the year. I thought it was an excellent horror movie, and I could talk about that all day. I just loved every minute of that. I thought it was absolutely, really, really terrifying and freaky and so suspenseful. And I'm thrilled to say that Barbarian is all of the things Weapons was. I think Weapons is a better movie. Let me start off by saying that. Barbarian is not far off at all. I think if I went to see Barbarian at the cinema, it would probably be I think I'd still give it to Weapons, but it'd be a lot closer. So Barbarian is, I think it came out 2022. It stars Bill Skarsgård, who's great in everything he does. It stars a woman called Georgina Campbell, who I wasn't familiar with until I watched the movie. Again, excellent. Didn't know, sometimes you can tell with English actors playing American. Was a great accent. Justin Long, starring as a guy called AJ, who I think I've probably been overcritical of. I haven't even watched him that much. I think I've wrote him off. He was probably my favourite part of this movie, and there's not really any of the massive actors. Then they're the main ones. They're the main three anyway. And in short, it is a horror about Airbnb, inspired by the Airbnb trend, renting and hiring houses on an app, and how it could go wrong, but horror aspect obviously. And it's done excellent, to be honest, in a way where if I were to make a movie, I would want it to be like that. And I think that's what makes what Josh Cregger does so well, and what the similarities between Weapons and Barbarian is that it keeps you in the dark for as long as possible. Because I think he knows that when, especially in a horror movie, when you don't know what's going on, it makes it so much worse because you're kind of disorientated as well. And you're really on edge. You wait for something just to jump out and scare you. And there's no jump scares in this movie. Maybe I shouldn't have said that, but there's not. And typically they are seen as almost like cheap scares and thrills in horror movies. So it's a good sign that it's scary and there's no jump scares. There was jump scares in Weapons. Doesn't mean anything, but it's just a little point. There's no jump scares in this, and again, similar to Weapons, I don't mean to keep comparing them, but of course I'm going to, because he's done them both, and they're the only ones I've seen. I don't think he's done that many of it. I think he's quite a young director. I was watching the film just like that through my hands because it's so suspenseful. You are kept absolutely in the dark. The story is constantly unraveling itself, and it jumps around as well, which I like. Weapons was the same. He's quite, I don't want to call it unconventional, but he does what he wants and it works. For example, in this movie, you get to a certain point in the story where it's really quite tense. I mean, it jumps a big cut to a completely different character, because that's when his story begins. So his story is, from the two movies I've seen of his, consist of different characters' stories. This might sound totally simple, obviously that's what filmmaking is, but it consists of different people's perspectives all merging. I mean, it comes out usually with the person it started with again. And again, that might sound totally simple and blatant, but I probably just not explained it well. But that's what he has done. It's similar to Weapons in the storytelling. Weapons is a bit more chapter driven, this and then this and this and this, and kind of done not in order. But Barbarian is just, it jumps around to different characters and leaves other characters in the situation and kind of just let you think what's going on there. And as well as that, I mean, I just think Zach Cregger is a really interesting director and a really good one, and any movie that he releases from I mean, after Weapons I was going to do it anyway, but it's just doubled down. After seeing Barbarian, I'm doubling down. I just think he's wicked at what he does, and any movie that he releases from this point, I'll be there in the cinema, and I recommend you guys to be there. Whoever is watching this video, the 10 people that do, I'd recommend you guys go as well, because yeah, those two movies, Weapons and Barbarian, are just some of the best horror movies I've seen in recent time. Weapons, absolutely, and Barbarian, it just, they're so good, and good concepts as well. Really good concepts that just, you just roll with it. I after watching that movie, I became a big fan of his. Is there anything else to say? I'm sure there's plenty else to say. I will say this. So I think there's always, what makes a good horror movie as well, or just good film in general, is underlining themes. So for Frankenstein is really not just about, I don't mean to explain this like you guys are stupid, but Frankenstein is just, it's not just about a guy who makes a monster, it's about parents and being a good father and what all that stuff is now, or how having a bad father can affect you. Weapons was about, it was about school shootings, or at least commented on that sort of situation. This has a similar theme, shares, what am I even trying to say? This one has that trope too, and the way I interpreted this movie is it again has social commentary. That's what I'm trying to say, and it in particular comments on how the police or society treats certain lower income areas, and how they just let them be, don't take them seriously. I won't take the call seriously because they see it as a lost cause. There is that as well, and I like that movie because why not? Well, that's a terrible answer, but because it's good. I don't know. It's good to be multi-layered, to have numerous layers, isn't it? I've absolutely stumbled through that, but you get the point. It's an excellent movie. Go and watch him. Remember the name, Josh Cregger, because he's wicked. And I will see you in the next video. Out of 100, I'm going to give it 88 out of 100. Right, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, comment, all that stuff. I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.